Welcome to the Drop Set, part of the Movement Hub. Over here, I'm your host, Joshua.
And I am the other host, Manny.
And we're here to talk all things fitness, life, relationships, politics. We're here for you.
Astrology. Animals.
Yeah.
You name it, we talk about it. Doesn't mean that it's always true and facts, but we still talk about it.
Yeah. One thing I do want to talk about is this past weekend was the Arnold Classic.
The strongest people in the world trying to prove to others that they are the strongest.
Yes. Now, it is a goal of mine to not only attend the Arnold Classic, but two, possibly compete in one of the 3,000 sports that they have on that weekend.
Are you serious with that?
I'm exaggerating on the 3,000 part, but they have many sports that they like to, they have martial arts,
Really?
They have martial arts. They have jiu-jitsu. They have boxing.
What do you think is the general conception of what the Arnold Classic entails to the general public?
I believe Arnold wanted to. I don't know what it is. I should really do my research before we start the show. But
let's talk about something that we kind of know.
Absolutely, yeah, we sort of know.
But we're still gonna talk about it.
All I know is that the Arnold, the main focus is that it's one of the biggest strongman shows of the year. So obviously you have your World's Strongest Man,
sure,
every year, and you have the Arnold Classic, which is the other major event for strongman, and we have some heavy hitters. Every year, these people are celebrities. Hafthor Bjornsson's been on Game of Thrones. He did a celebrity boxing match against Eddie Hall.
Oh, wait. Who won that?
I believe it was Thor Bjornsson.
Okay.
He's taller. He has a longer reach. I didn't watch it myself. I don't like to watch freak show boxing things.
That was probably all haymakers left and right.
Yeah, I'm probably sure they got tired within 30 seconds.
Be like, you want to just deadlift?
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the boxing ring. Yeah.
I correct me if I'm wrong, producer Haley, if you could find out if arm wrestling is included in the Arnold Classic.
Oh, how about the slap contest?
I do think so. I remember there is a video that Arnold was watching. He was witnessing the slap contest, and it's.
And what did he say? What do you think he said?
I don't think he didn't say anything. One, it's a part of his event, but I don't think that he likes it. I don't like it.
Producer Haley?
In the Arnold Classic, I do know that. Yeah.
So is that what you want to compete in?
No. I can only do 3 things, and that's squat, bench, and deadlift. But in order to qualify for like these powerlifting competition in the Arnold, you have to have a serious number.
What is your total right now?
I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny what it is. I can't say it. It's sort of like asking someone, "Hey, how much money do you make?" The guys don't really like put that out there.
Yeah. So you want to keep it a secret before you hop on to the Arnold.
That's right.
Okay.
But if I do get on, I'm telling everybody.
Oh, you better not pull a SpongeBob. You watched that episode of SpongeBob?
Where his arms fall
Where
off?
he just he inflated his arms and he goes to Muscle Beach?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
anyway, Arnold Classic this past
the Arnold
weekend.
Classic came by. Did you watch any of the videos?
All I saw was Thor do a 1,000-pound deadlift.
Let's take a look at it.
That seemed like an RPE 2.2.
So
that's how easy.
So we're taking a look at it right now. We're reacting to it. So this is the 456 kilos. This is 1,006 pounds on the elephant bar.
Easy peasy.
Now, from what I understand, the elephant bar is it's a longer whippy bar. So you are able to, pull some slack on it. It does bend, and some ridiculous amounts have been put on. So let's watch these videos and tell me what your first impressions are. Oh, let's play it again.
Okay. Yeah, just some dude looks like he's 7 foot 8 inches.
Looks like he. Oh.
That is seamless.
Seemed like he had an extra rep on that.
He probably could do like 5 of those.
Who killed him in Game of Thrones? Was it the Hound? Yeah. So there's that. What's his deadlift like? So that was that. Very impressive. Very impressive deadlift. I'm not sure if he competed last year, so I think this is sort of like a comeback for him.
Right. He had a pec tear, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the biggest personalities. He's one of these strongmen who's really pushing the needle forward. One thing I didn't know.
Is that his wife is like a fraction of his size?
No, I did know that.
Okay.
But
his wife is like the size of his leg. Oh my.
God bless that baby that she's about to pop out.
She already did.
Oh,
that baby is bigger than you when it popped out.
wow.
With the started deadlifting afterwards.
Yeah, deadlifting my 1 rep max for
Like,
reps.
and then after he's done, just puts his pacifier back in, just goes
Jesus.
away.
These Vikings.
So what do you think about 1,000-pound deadlift from a guy that size? Impressive? Not impressive.
It's
By the
impressive.
looks.
1,000 pounds is 1,000 pounds.
I think, without knowing what 1,000 pounds feels like, because I lift, the most I've deadlifted probably was like 400 pounds, and I'd probably snap my back if I even thought about doing another one. But based on that video, it kind of doesn't look impressive, solely because it looks so seamless. I think the impressive deadlifts that I've ever seen, actually, I think impressive is the wrong word here, but the ones that I'm mostly surprised by are the ones where they're pulling that deadlift or that bar off of the ground to lock out their knees, and it looks like they're about to pass the hell out.
I think there is some sort of there is something that's very impressive in how he did 1,006 pounds, because one, he had the heaviest deadlift out of all the competitors.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Oh, wow.
He had the heaviest deadlift. And fact checker Haley, let me know if he had the heaviest deadlift.
So he won that.
2024.
He won the
deadlift competition. I don't know if fact checker Haley can tell me. Arnold 2024 strongman results. So that is one of the events, the elephant bar deadlift. But the fact that he did it and it looked like an RPE 6.5.
I was thinking about like 2.2, but
Right.
Yeah.
It seemed like a warm up for him. It's very impressive, like compared to like all the other strongmen who are also working their very hardest in this competition. Now, there is one thing that I find very intriguing is that there is strong woman. I didn't know, and if producer Haley can find out when did Strong Woman start at the Arnold Classic, but this is the first time that I've been made aware of it in this year.
Oh, producer Haley?
Going back to your original question, Pastor Bjornsson actually came in fourth
In the deadlift?
in total.
Oh, total. Okay.
In the strongman competition.
He probably couldn't even press anything.
I'm
The Strongman Classic, and then in women's, the winner so far, because I think it finished, right? So the winner for Strongman Classic men's was Mitchell Cooper.
Oh, he didn't win. Look at that.
And then Angelica Jardine for women.
Interesting. Good for them. Can we find out who has the heaviest deadlift of that event? The elephant bar deadlift. Congrats on the winners. There's this one video that's making the rounds in the fitness zeitgeist, and it is this lady. Hafthor did have the heaviest deadlift. 1,006 pounds. Yeah. So this lady, Hannah Lindsay.
Hannah Lindsay. Sure.
Lindsay. Okay.
Seems like Lindsay.
All right. A little zesty on that last name. She has a deadlift attempt, which is fantastic. So I'll have you react to this one.
Do you know how much this weighs? A shit ton.
Hopefully they tell you here in the graphics. But does it even matter? 601 pounds. Good Lord Almighty. Blood coming out of the nose. Have you had blood coming out of the nose on a max effort deadlift?
No, I don't think I've ever pushed that hard. I did. did deadlift probably around upwards of 380 pounds for probably a double, and I almost felt like I was gonna pass out. But blood coming out of my nose, I don't think I've hit an RP 11 before. So
Have you deadlifted in flannel?
no,
I think that's the secret.
deadlifting in a flannel.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I'll try it out.
Deadlifting in flannel.
Boom.
Look at that.
But that whatever weight that was, for somebody to bleed through the nose and still complete the rep and nod your head side to side once you finish it, I think it's impressive.
601. Yeah.
Still, that's crazy amount of weight.
Oh, where have I been?
Oh.
I'm sorry. I did not support the sport. Yeah, I am part of the problem.
There you go.
There you go. But I'm glad that they're highlighting it now. And once it showed up on my YouTube feed, I'm definitely watching it. I was watching the farmer carry. And here's an example of like the stone farmer carry.
Holy cow.
I will say that powerlifting is my mode of, my preference in terms of training.
Mm-hmm.
But strongman is definitely the sport to watch. I think it's very interesting. I think it's very intriguing. The characters are big personalities. They're big people in general.
They're just beasts.
Yeah. And it's a spectacle to watch. It's definitely one thing that, as a bucket list, I would want to see in a 10.
Yeah, I would love to see it in person.
Let's go. 2025. You heard it here first. The Movement Hub is going to Columbus, Ohio to watch the Arnold Classic. And we will have a podcast there. You better mark your calendars, baby.
I guess we're going to Columbus,
We're going.
Ohio, baby.
I said it.
Let's go.
I said it.
What would happen if you actually meet Arnold?
Oh, God.
All covers, expense covered. And Arnold, sponsor us, please.
That's true. Seriously.
I know you love what we're doing here in Jersey City, and we will carry your name. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I will put Predator on the TV screen.
You talked about him last week.
I talk about him all the time.
There you go. Even more reasons.
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
God rest his soul. The animal. Speaking of animal, the cage is, I'm assuming it's a part of the Arnold Sports Festival.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it in the past couple of years, but it was a big thing growing up in my career. I used to watch big pulls, Dan Green, Steffi Cohen with unreal numbers.
That woman can lift.
Yeah. And we watch it again. The animal cage was back on. I loved it. I enjoyed seeing it. I don't know what the premise is of the cage, but I'm here for it. It is, speaking of freak shows that we talked about in the last show, that is a freak show in an endearing way.
I think it's just the whole image of being, it's like a cage match where you see two people just brawl it out to the death.
Something about cages, like looking at it,
It's like rings. It's kind of like when you're watching WWE. When you bust out that cage match, it's on.
It's Hell in a Cell, Mankind versus Undertaker. It is iconic and seared into my brain.
Yeah, so I mean, the energy I bet you that you get around this event itself, I think it's spectacular.
Right.
And in 2026, you heard it here first. The Movement Hub is coming.
Let's go
to the cage.
We're going to the cage, and
we're going everywhere.
Yeah, we will be your broadcasters for it.
Show me another video.
Yeah.
We're going there in 2027. Let's go.
That's
going to
right.
High Rocks.
We're going to High Rocks. We're going to High Rocks, and we are going to do it live here in New York City.
Let's go. We're not going to lift no heavy stuff. We're just going to
run
and do
try not to
button.
die.
There you go.
We'll do it live. We'll
Now
do it
you-
live.
Now you know our travel plans for the next 3 years.
So there you go.
Cool.
But yeah, the cage. That's what it is. I'm glad to see it back. I don't know if it was a thing for the past couple of years, but I'm glad to see it now.
Yeah.
I Like I say, it's a freak show in the most endearing way. It's it's not meant for the public to really like. Oh, that's so inspirational. I want to do stuff like that. I wouldn't say so. It's very much entertainment. I love it. I love how animalistic it is. No pun intended. But it's definitely a must
Yeah.
for me to attend.
Yep.
So yeah, that's that. That was the Arnold Classic.
Do we have more videos?
That's pretty much it.
That was it.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah,
for the Arnold Classic.
I love these videos. It's an image of brute strength that is appreciated, at least by me, and I would assume by other fitness professionals, because we actually know how it feels to be under the bar, to be over a bar, to be under dumbbells and pressing these ridiculously amount of heavy weight. And yeah, those videos are awesome, dude.
Yeah, and also like people have to perform in front of everybody. You cannot have an off day. Oh, I'm under the weather. Oh, I'm not feeling well. Whatever. No, you're in a cage. You're literally
pulling
in
a
a
Michael
cage.
Jordan.
Yeah, you have to perform. All right. In our next topic, we are going into our segment. Here we go. Pros and cons. Insert graphic
Trust
here.
That if you're only listening to this, you need to watch the YouTube video because it's gonna sparkle your day.
That's right. I hope it is the most glamorous graphics that we have. All right. So, in today's pros and cons, we are discussing one-on-one personal training, something you and me are very familiar with. Small group, some would say semi-private, and group classes.
Now, what is group classes? How many?
I would say group classes. What's funny is that when I first started, I promised group classes, and it was really like a one-on-one for the first month, really trying to get my name out there. But eventually, we are hitting consistently anywhere from like 14 to 18 on a daily basis.
Cool. So let's just say more than 4 people, ideally.
More than 4 people. I think like when I have semi-private, I say we don't have more than 4. So it's sort of like you're getting one-on-one personal training, but in a much smaller group. So you do get the attention,
Awesome. So where do you want to start on those 3 categories of pros and cons?
Let's start with what we know first and foremost, and something we have a background in, and that would be one-on-one personal training. So we'll start with your cons and pros.
Cons of one-on-one. First thing that comes to mind, it's probably going to cost you more. Second con is, I believe in some situations, is that whatever the mood of the trainer is how your workout's going to go.
Also the mood of the client.
And the mood of the client. And I'll give you one more. Cons of one-on-one training is that you are being observed under a telescope, which can also be a pro.
I will say cons. One-on-one personal training. It is boring. Oh, good God Almighty, it is boring.
I am not bored at all. I love hanging out with all my clients every single day.
I'm surprised Pikachu face
I
right
am
now.
not. I am not bored of you guys. Trust me.
You could look. You know what this
Josh,
is.
you better say the same damn thing, buddy.
I love every single person that I trained. But good Lord, I can't hang out with you more than that hour.
I do not feel the same way that Josh does.
And that's fine. But it's just, again, you're pigeonholed to the mood of what they're feeling. And you gotta admit that there are some energy vampires out there that really bring the mood down. And I was just like, oh boy, what is it now? What do you got going on? What are you gonna complain to me about? Me, a unlicensed, unqualified therapist. What do you want to talk about? You're paying me to basically have a friend, and I'm my goal is for me to train you. So that's the main thing. Like sometimes I will say this is my last part of the cons of one-on-one is as personal trainers, we're very passionate, and when we start out, we have a we like what we do, and that's why we signed up for this. But then a lot of people who ask for our services don't have that passion, and then personally speaking, I do feel that there are times where I do feel bringing a horse to water.
Yeah.
I'm only being honest. I love everyone that I've ever trained, and you're all beautiful people inside.
Now you're learning the ropes. Now you're getting the script.
Full disclaimer.
Now you understand.
Now let's talk about the pros, Manny.
Pros.
Why do you love one-on-one, and it is the greatest
love
gift?
The pros.
Yes, here we go.
I think the number one pro in this is that I can learn on how to manage people's vulnerabilities. I think that in a one-on-one setting, as I discussed the last time, is that what I love about my job is that I am able to provide a space where somebody can really open up and talk about, the different things that they're dealing with when it comes to fitness-related stuff. But, most of the time it's not. But I just love that pro is where you can really dig deep and truly understand somebody and figure out ways how to help them. That's my number one pro.
God bless you. I will say, my pro is that the training that you do give to people is very specific, and it's intended for their needs. So whatever your strengths are, we're going to make them stronger. Whatever your weaknesses are, we're going to turn them into strengths. And then we have an focused session on you to get better and to get closer to your goal, and for me to hammer down what your homework is. So that sense of accountability is more prevalent in one-on-one settings.
I like that. Yeah. I think with the pros with the one-on-one training is that you can really dial in training for the specific person because you get to spend all that undivided attention with this person that you're training. And, you don't even have to write things down because it's just a casual talk. I'll see you again next week or tomorrow. And you can really build a relationship with this one person because, again, I think that how personal training should be is that when you're training somebody and when you're not doing a set, you should be talking about something. You should be either connecting on a fitness level, on a personal level, on a relationship level, whatever level that you and this person is on. But I think that that's a pro with the one-on-one training.
Very good. Semi-private, small group.
Ooh.
Pros, less boring.
Mm-hmm. Pros, you get to enjoy the experience with other people that you may or may not know.
Pros, they might be friends after this. They might actually be, they turn out that they like each other and they like working each other, and it ends up being another training partner that they can be competitive with.
Pros, they could meet their future husband or wife.
Cons, they can get divorced.
Cons, you're going to be the reason why that they met and probably why they're getting divorced.
Cons, you're going to lose money because someone got divorced, and now it's he said, she said. You are now the marriage counselor. Has this happened before? What do we like?
Cons.
Like, you only train one of us.
Ooh.
You have to choose.
You choosing the boys or the girls?
Whoever I like better.
And historically, that was the boys or the girls?
It really, I swear to you, it really depends. Also, I'd never had this encounter. Oh, I did have this encounter. Hold on.
Here's your first lie.
Fact checker.
On the drop set.
Fact
checker.
checker.
Boom.
Long-term relationship as your semi-private client.
To be fair, I did forget. That, but this did happen.
And
Yeah.
that's why we have fact checker /
I appreciate
producer
it. Thank you.
Haley.
All right. I will say cons. is that it is hard to give people that one-on-one attention, because when you focus on one, it sort of takes away attention from others. And if they are a little needy, sometimes they want that attention, and then they're like, you're not telling me what to do. You were telling that person. I was like, I got to really disperse my time and energy evenly, and depending on how seasoned you are as a trainer, it might be very challenging when you first start out with semi-private.
Group classes.
Pros. Oh, it is fun. Group classes are so fun. It's very fulfilling, I'll say, as someone who runs a group class business, that it gets fun, the energy is there, people feed off of it. People have this shared trauma of fitness, and because they suffer together, they bond much better.
Damn, you just took my pro.
Oh, sorry.
I was about to say you get to watch suffering times 20.
That's a pro for you.
That's a pro for us.
Yeah.
Pro, let me see another pro. I'm just going to piggyback on what you said. Yes, energy. I think that if you're coming in, you're having a very off day, and you go into a group class and you just see a lot of people working at it, that I'm assuming that a couple of other people are probably having off day as well, that the majority of the class and the energy that you get around yourself is just going to bring you up and force you to try and keep up with the class.
Cons.
Too many people in the way.
It can be that's your cons. I believe that traffic, accessibility to equipment is going to be challenging.
But can be managed.
It can be. A seasoned trainer knows how. Cons, it's not tailored to everybody's specific needs. And it might not be the thing you're into.
Cons, it's probably not as calculated as it can be compared to one-on-one personal training, right? You are probably doing an exercise, especially if you're not so familiar with the exercise or the class, you're probably doing an exercise that is not so optimal. So that's why you probably should look at the other ways of doing training, which is one-on-one or small group training.
Pros. You get to network, have friends, be in a relationship, fall in love, propose, get married.
No divorce.
Cons. You have a 50% chance in America to get divorced.
It's actually 52%.
52. Can you believe that? 52.
But God bless the 48%.
Fact checker Haley, can we
Don't fact check that because that was both line number 2 on the drop
2024. I want to know because I'm pretty sure the rate is different every year, but 2024 rates of divorce rates in the United States.
Speaking of, do you think that if a married couple who works out together stays together compared to a workout couple that does not work out together?
I think that's too much of a blanket statement to say. It can and it can't. There are people who come to my gym and work out at different times. There's people who work out on the same hour. There's some people that can't stand themselves in the same hour, so they have to separate a little bit. One will be in the morning, one will be at night. So the go-to answer in fitness, it depends. There you go. You know. 30%.
Wow.
30%
We were
in
so
2024?
It was probably up from the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
and then now it's decreasing.
It's got to be this inflation. It's got to be like it's expensive to get divorced now.
Yeah, that's that's awesome though. I think that's a number that we definitely all want to see go lower depending on the relationship.
Some people just need to separate. I'll say that. And in that and on that news, let's go over to the last topic at hand.
Speaking of,
Manny, you're Filipino.
am I?
You are.
Okay, are you Filipino?
I'm Filipino.
Why
I don't
do we
look.
look-
I don't look it.
Why do we look different?
That's because we are all mutts. All right.
So you have two types of Filipinos. Light skin
Oh, okay. That's me.
And then point at me and say,
Oh, okay. Darker skin.
Oh, come on, you missed the bit. Okay, but that's it.
All right. But there's also those people that are very like Wesley Snipes from Passenger 54. You know, there are people that are very like,
And then there's me that no one knows.
yeah. That's the
You'd be like,
thing.
"Hey,
We
are
are
you
chameleons. We are ethnic chameleons.
You tell us what color to be, we'll get there.
But yeah, but the reason why I say this is that there's something that that's come up in my realm, and it's I'm a big fan of the Olympics, and this is an Olympic year. So this summer in Paris will be the 2024 Olympics, and I just thought about this because, like, hey, Hidalgo Diaz was the first Filipino to win a gold medal
Weightlifter.
as a weightlifter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so which is great because that's our field. Our field is fitness and strength, and we had someone from our homeland bring it home, bring one of the gold medals, be the first to bring one to our country, which I was born in. Did you know that? I was born in the Philippines, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I find it fascinating because that's not, from my understanding, a sport that a lot of Filipinos really involve themselves in, if you agree or disagree on that. But I do feel that Filipinos should try to explore sports. Now, the broader topic for today is like, hey, what are other sports that Filipinos should consider, to excel in? The reason I say this is like, you've been to the Philippines just recently, and what sport are they playing the most? What are they obsessed with?
Farming.
Sure.
Well, at least from where I live in the province.
Okay.
That's our sport is farming.
You were never in the city whatsoever. You went straight. You were in the rice terraces of Banawe. Yeah.
No, let's tell the truth. Probably basketball.
I think people are obsessed with basketball, and I'll just say it for what it is. We are not the most vertically gifted, and it is a sport that, let's just call it what it is. It's a sport that does favor a lot of taller people, taller individuals. Now, you're going to give me some outliers. You're going to give me your Muggsy Bogues. You're going to give me your Nate Robinson, part Filipino, by the way.
But imagine 5 Nate Robinsons versus 5 Muggsy Bogues.
Well, great. You're gonna get destroyed by every Slovenian, every German out there who's like 6'8". You know.
So do you think that the solution is, instead of using a 10-foot rim, that we use an 8-foot rim?
Wow. Talk about going off of dwelling off of what the topic I'm trying to bring up today. All right. What I'm trying to say is, hey, why don't we try to excel in sports that we possibly can be good in?
Like?
One is weightlifting. So
I don't think that enough people have access to a proper gym.
So, yes. So
at least when I was in the Philippines,
you're not wrong.
God, there was like not 2 dumbbells matched each other.
Socioeconomic factors are in play here, and I'm not going to deny that. So, yes, the fact that we have a female weightlifter that won gold medal speaks volumes.
Yep.
For a, I don't know if third world country is canceled, but that's basically, it is a developing nation.
Okay.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so you have one, which is weightlifting.
Wrestling.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
It's probably the original Olympic sport.
Okay.
Reco, freestyle,
Okay.
Greco-Roman.
Weightlifting, wrestling, and...
That's all I got.
Oh, gotcha.
Tennis. We've had some American, Filipino Canadians that have excelled in tennis.
I got a better one, actually.
Go ahead.
Billiards.
It's not a sport,
Whoa.
It's not an Olympic sport.
Hot take again.
It's not an.
This man is all
Look,
about the
look,
hot
hey,
takes.
Let me tell you,
what
go.
is not sporty about?
It is not an Olympic sport. So I think the topic that I want to focus on would be the Olympics. And what's crazy
Is archery an Olympic sport?
It is an Olympic sport.
So
They are dominated by the Koreans. They like
so it's all about precision, right? Accuracy.
things
So
that they
why-
can sort of like where height and socioeconomic factors are not, are not really like a major thing. Like I think like soccer can be a thing. Like if Argentina and Brazil produce some of the best soccer or football players in the world, and you have Leo Messi, who's like 5'6", like
Dominating.
destroying people, and you got these Brazilians they're not the tallest, but they are so skillful.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in these poorer countries, they're able to play on a daily basis. Whereas in America, American soccer is not really it's not as accessible as basketball is, because in soccer is a little bit of it's like a rich person sport in America. You sort of have to be in a league. You have to be involved. You got to pay like fees. You got to get the cleats. Whereas Brazil or basketball in the Philippines, people are playing in chanclas.
Yeah, Chanel. No, people are playing barefoot.
Yeah. Like let me tell you right now. I play with them right now. I'm gonna get sauced up. Everybody's crossing me over like Iverson. They're shooting like Curry. Smoking a Marlboro Red right after the game.
Drinking a Red Horse before the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Singing. Have a karaoke mic on one hand.
And shooting a three with the other.
I guarantee you, they're very talented. It's very amazing to watch when you go into these barrios.
Okay.
But I will say, like, there is a certain extent. I understand there's a lot of Chinese and there's a lot of Taiwanese that are quite tall, that are excelling in like the sports that we want to be good in, like just like basketball. But all I'm trying to say is, maybe we should focus on other sports that we could sort of like have a fighting chance in.
Yeah, like putting a bar over your head, grappling with other people,
Yes.
and using a pool stick to hit balls with the other balls.
Sure. Hey, look, if you're shorter to the ground, that's fewer distance that bar has to travel.
Never thought about it that way. Anyway, guys, stop playing basketball
Look,
and start doing other things. That's what he's trying to say.
I'm not telling you to stop playing basketball. I say, as we said in the last podcast,
Like a gentleman.
do whatever it is that your heart intends. But God damn it, let's do well in the Olympics.
Let's go, Philippines.
Let's go, baby. 2024. We will see you in Paris.
Let's go.
Let's go. We will do. Viva la France. We will be there in our podcast. Watch it.
I thought we were gonna go travel again. We got no funds.
We're gonna put the
Arnold-
Eiffel. We're gonna put a picture of the Eiffel Tower back here. Eating baguettes.
Or Paris, sponsor us.
Yeah, there you go. Gatorade, Coca-Cola, whatever it is. Let's go.
All right, guys. That is the episode. We'll see you on the next one.
Bang.